You know, we are here in the Big Ten Conference. It is a luxury to have two strong black women as head coaches in the women's basketball world. Coquise Washington is one, and C. Vivian Stringer is another. And it's appropriate to talk about this on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day. And Vera, as you know, Dawn Staley is another huge black influence as a head coach on the women's side, but we just don't see it a whole lot in the women's game.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that people look at is when you think about how many black players there are and players of color in general, whether it's on the men's side or the women's side, and then you relate that to how many people are in positions of power or authority as coaches or administrators. There is still great discrepancies there, and that is why you still have these conversations still exist. The beauty of it is that with Martin Luther King, he planted a dream that one day we would have an opportunity at all. And so you have to look at it in perspective that at least we have those opportunities now, and the fact that we do have women coaches of color in those positions now, then it feels comfortable for young women to aspire to do the same thing. They have those role models, and so we are very fortunate in the Big Ten.
Inspire them to perhaps be a basketball coach. And Ngozi, though, who inspired you to maybe do what you were doing?
I think for me, especially on the sports side of things, as a softball player growing up, there's not a lot of black softball players, and a name that comes to mind is Natasha Watley. She was the first black player on Team USA, two-time Olympic medalist, four-time first-team pick at UCLA, also a lefty. I was a lefty too. So to see players like that, they inspire you. You think I could be the next Natasha Watley, and then you saw it with Oklahoma last year in the Women's College World Series with Shea Knighton, who was named the most outstanding player, nominated for an ESPY for what she did. Players now that are younger than her are saying, I could be the next Shea Knighton. Right. So just seeing people that are kind of pioneers in your sport, that's a big inspiration. And I think people forget that sometimes, just having someone that you could see.
Yeah.
But did you have one?
I did.
Okay.
I did. You know, and it didn't even process at the time that it was a black woman. But I watched television. I remember watching SportsCenter, and Robin Roberts stood out to me.
Yeah.
And because I thought, oh, there's a woman on a major highlight show. And as a little kid, that registered for me, and it never registered that she was a black woman at the time. And maybe that's a credit to my parents, that I just didn't see color, you know. And I saw a woman doing kind of what I wanted to do, and that was very impactful. And I know you know Robin very well.
I got a chance to sit next to my idol as well for 3 years on the desk over at ESPN. So yeah, she's still doing great things.
Yeah, and so happy MLK Day, everyone, for all the right reasons, right, Vera? Because Dr. Martin Luther King wanted to make this beyond race.
That's it.
This day and his message.
Yep, it was a civil message. Civil rights.